Okay, good. Some people have started writing it. Okay, so not many people have written. Okay, so we're expecting some people to write. Okay, so let's go to the next topic. Today we talk about this Jira. We just have an introduction class on Jira. Okay. So we'll see this how. So what is Jira? Jira is again a test management tool. Okay. Why I'm saying 3-4 test management tools? So you already know Rally. Okay. Um, okay. So you already know Rally. Today we'll talk about this Jira, and tomorrow again we'll talk about this HPLM. Okay. And if we have some time, we'll also talk about Team Foundation server. Okay, so why I'm saying so many test management tools, because QA, as a QA point of view, you are not using so many tools. Okay, you are not you're using only one tool. Okay, so why is this? Because you need to get familiar with the functionalities of an application. Okay, you might not know, you might be using the first time. Okay, so in that case, so you need to get used to this application. Okay, so that's the reason. Um, so let's. So I'll be giving you access for this too. Okay. So for Jira, I'll be giving you access. You can have a look. Okay. So this is how this looks like. Okay. This is Jira. Okay. Let me sign in. So you have this URL. Actually, this URL is little different. Okay. You need to sign with that URL. Go to the login. Okay, so this will be the username and the password. Once you log into that, okay, so this is the dashboard. Okay, this is how the dashboard looks like for Jira. Okay, um, okay, and this dashboard, this is a dashboard. Okay, this is similar to Rally. You can see a lot of. You can add your own dashboard. Okay, so you can create your own dashboard. Okay, and you can either remove if you want. You can remove this. You can do that. So it's good to have this dashboard. And sometimes most important, right? You can have this defect dashboard here or test cases dashboard. So to make sure what is being assigned to you, because you might be assigned some work. Sometimes your boss already assigned some work to you. So if you have that here in the dashboard, right, it will show you right in front of. So you don't so you don't have to ask, okay, where did you get, how, who gave you the work. You don't have to ask to anyone. Okay, it shows right into the dashboard here itself. Okay, that's best part of using this dashboard. Okay, and also defects, like let's say if you have opened some defects, and it shows here right in front of this dashboard saying that is that defect fixed, is that somebody's working on it, and so on. Okay, that's one of the use of this dashboard. Okay, um, so you look at this, it's just like this here, assigned to me. It shows what is assigned to me and what I have to work on it. Okay, so that's that's the best part here. Okay, so that's the dashboard, and let's go to here. So this Jira has two parts. Okay, two parts. I mean, not really. It has many parts, but thing is, whatever you signed up for this, right? Jira is pretty big tool and pretty complicated. Um, so here you not even can use the tool as the test management, but you can use as SharePoint too. Okay, if you are paid for the license for the SharePoint, you can also get the license for the SharePoint. So here what we call is Confluence. Okay, here we call that SharePoint, we call this Confluence. So let's see how can we access this Confluence here through Jira. So the URL is same, but you log in into it. Go here to menu. Okay, this three bars, right? It's kind of menu option. Here you see, a lot of projects are going on. That's fine. Uh, there are two apps here. You see this Jira and Confluence. So this is Jira. So Jira, where you can, write your test cases and so on. Confluence. Let's go here pretty quick here to the Confluence part. Let's talk about this Confluence. So what is this, this Confluence? So this is a SharePoint. Okay, this is called a SharePoint. Um, how they changed a lot of things. So they changed a lot of things here. So it's pretty, now I think it's pretty neat. Recently it was pretty confusing. A lot of things are going on. So don't know who is doing what. Okay. So here, this is Confluence. This have access. So you may not have access to this directly. You need to request an access. And you talk to a manager saying that, how can I get access to SharePoint? Now again, coming back to it, why do we need that SharePoint? Can anyone answer? Like, as I'm saying, like from this beginning of this class, right? Can anyone say why do we need this Confluence in your workplace? Okay, so I didn't get any response. So here this is SharePoint, okay, is used to share across the team, right? What we are trying to do. So since we have learned a lot of documents, right? There's VRD, test plan, test strategy, lot of documents. You need to upload, okay? You need to upload, you don't have to upload it, but thing is you need to look into it. You need to download it or view this. So all this will be here in the SharePoint. See, here's the thing. You cannot go and ask each and everything to business analyst, right? You cannot go and ask for your lead. Hey, how do you do this? How do you do it? No, you don't have to do that, and that's not even appropriate. Okay. What you need to is figure it out right here in the Confluence. Okay. So if you go over here, pretty quick. If you see here, file list, click on this. Here you can drop down your own files. Okay, you can go ahead and click on this and put your files here. Whatever whatever the test plan document, the strategy document, don't have to be test cases because we have these for test cases. So technically you don't require these test cases here. Okay, and not only that, okay, just not only just files, so you can update your meeting notes. Let's say you have daily scrum meeting, okay, a lot of meeting going on, and you want to update your notes here, so you can put your meeting notes. And if there is any product requirements or anything else, you can also put here. Okay, what are the product requirements of this BRD, all those things. And okay, if there's any special different from QA point of view, you can also put here. And also, there's also for retrospective. You can also put some retrospective. So as you know, right? So retrospective is where you review how was the sprint, what is features, what to be required, not to be. Now all this is discussed in a retrospective. So this is this is why you need this Confluence. Okay, so I'll be giving you homework. Okay, homework to write, to upload the test plan. Okay, just write this. You have this test plan. Okay, so we have already discussed about this test plan, right? Go ahead and enter values here. What are try to be more creative on writing this. Okay, and then later you need to upload this here. Okay, and that's what you can use this Confluence for. Any questions in Confluence? Problem is here you have cannot go back. Okay, good. Yeah, there's a problem here. You cannot go back actually. So this was the same problem before. Maybe you guys didn't notify. They didn't see that. It's not really. No, it's user friendly. This is very not so user friendly because you cannot go here at this. Space pages where you can create. Okay. So if you go ahead and click on this project, this is what I created a space. Although I will be giving you that URL where you have to write it. You can go ahead and click. Some people have already written. Let's see here. Go to pages. Yeah, you can go ahead and write your name. Put your name here, and you can start writing. Okay. Just like click on file list and create file list and put your name here. Okay. Okay, what is the name and what is the description? Like test plan, and creating test plan document, the strategy document, and then create it and then upload the document. Okay, once you create like this, once you get this, browse, just drop your file here. Okay, so that I will know that you have created a test plan. Okay, does it make sense? Okay, so any questions in this Confluence? So this is Confluence, okay? So you can add your own list. You can add your own spaces if you want. Okay. So they've changed actually. They've changed a lot here. This was not there before, but they're made a little bit simple here, so that if last time no, last time it was like little bit convoluted process to access this. Now you have the spaces. You have all here written here. Okay, now you can click on this. So that's a little bit user friendly, but yet not so user friendly. Because again, when you click here, you're not going to this home page, right? This home page you're not getting. So maybe they need to work on this. Okay, so if you are good comfortable with this, let's go to Jira. Okay, let's go back to Jira. And once you go back here, okay, and you get this dashboard. So here's a good thing about Jira. So this again, we know this is the test management tool where you write your test cases, execute your test cases, and report bugs. Okay, whatever you are doing here, is a similar process. What we are doing in the rally. Okay, so here whatever you're trying to do, this is just a one button here. That's a good part here. And why Jira is good for small teams. I mean, not really like small teams. It's like, let's say if it's agile you have to divide in teams, right? Team one, team two, team three, team four, and one team is not more than 5 to 6 people, more than 10 people, not recommended. Okay, that's kind of agile kind of thing. Agile is small team. The more small team, the better the efficient will be. The work process will be more efficient. Okay, so in that case, when you're working in small teams, so Jira is good. Okay, why we'll see this why this is have some limitations here. That's the reason. But rally, you don't have to be a small team. You don't have to be a large team. Whatever team you're working on, you can use. Mostly, it is good for Scrum, not for Kanban. Kanban you use TFS. Okay, I mean it's not like you cannot use it. It's like it's designed more specifically for that. Okay, all those tools are designed keeping that in mind, but it's not necessary that if you're Kanban, it's not necessary that you have to use TFS. You cannot use that. It's not like that. You can still use it any tool you want, like HPLM, any tool, Jira, ClearCase or ClearQuest, whatever it suits the company, right? They will be using it. So it's not necessary, but it's more convenient to use in the process. Okay. Okay. So here, once it is, just click on create button. So once you, for any, if you're writing test cases, you're writing tasks, for anything, you will be just using this button, only one button, create button. Okay. Now let's see if you have this project, which project you're working on. You need to make sure that. Okay. Let's say this is the project. Okay, so let's put this project and what type of issue you want to put as task, you want a new feature. New feature is more for a product owner perspective. Epic new feature improvement is not really our job. Okay, a bug and task is our job. Okay, so here we will put create as task. Okay, and we just write here what is a summary. And we'll just put GMO online project. So here, we can write test cases of tasking one. Not necessary though, but it depends on what kind of this Jira requires plugins. Okay, if you have separate plugins, that's great. You can use this task for this and test cases for that plugin. But here we don't have any plugin installed at this point of time. So what you want to you can put both in one task and test cases. Okay, and once you do that, and you want to set priority, so here we leave it default priority and click on create. Okay, so we have created, and that's number is here. Oops. Okay, so once it's been created, you can find it here if you go to that particular project. Okay, once you go to a particular project, okay, great. Um, okay, so you have to click. Okay, so let's go back again. So you guys have more complicated the issue. Okay, so once you create it, it's gone from your screen, right? You see this, it's gone from your screen. So you need to figure it out where exactly did you create the task and test cases, right? You need to figure it out. So for that, again, the same place where you need to figure it out which project you're working on. So this is, normally it will be small projects. Okay, let's say there will be 10, 15 projects, 20 projects, but you will not have many like in Rally. Okay, because this is designed more specifically for small projects. Okay, small, not small projects, but small teams. Okay, not too many teams. That's the reason you will be able to find out quickly which project you're working on here, because that's the only thing you'll be having access to. The remaining projects you may not have access to, right? So when you don't have access, that will not be showing up in your screen. Okay, so that is simple. So here, let's see here. Once you go, once you click on this project, you will be looking into this. Okay, so here you have a lot of options. This is divided into three three side screens. Okay, this the first left sidebar we have about the project and what are the various issues here, and the second sidebar, open issues, what are open issue, and third sidebar, detailed information about the issue. Okay, what kind of issue is it? A bug? Is it improvement? It is a feature? Okay, so on. So that that has three sidebars here. Okay, so once you see here, let's say I'm open this, and this is named as IATTFF. Okay, so why it's named that way, right? So it's when you have this IT America testing team, so that's how they created it. IATs. Okay, um, that's how they created that alphabet, right? In short form, they have created this, and it's 11th issue, so it's showing up 11. Okay, so now once this has been created, you can see a lot of information here. Okay, now let's go back here again. You have this icons located. Okay, so this is a different icon in different color. The blue color with the tick mark is actually the task. Okay, and the red color with white dot is called bug. Okay, that's a defect. And the feature, if it's a new feature, then it's a plus icon with a green color. Okay, that's called feature. So every these has its own way of representing its task. Okay, so here once you see here, you have a lot of options in the right side. Okay, so you have this project going on, and this is I can edit here. Okay, I can either edit, click on edit. So here you see a lot more information than previous, right? You see this, you have now more information to access it here. Here you can put screenshots too. Okay, you can put the attachment, and you can put labels if you have any labels here. We'll just put game online. Original estimates. So normally the estimate is in hours. So normally we put this in hours. So we'll just put 4. And how much remaining. So once you update every day, you need to update those hours. And if there's an attachment, you can go ahead and drop an attachment. And due dates, we know the due dates. Due date is 21st. And what are the blocks? What you want to do here. We just leave it alone. And what kind of issue is this? Okay, you have a lot of options here. So, and who is going to assign it? So remember always. If you are creating this as a test case, then there's a test case guy is responsible for this. And if you are creating a bug, then a developer or the person who is responsible that is actually the assigning. Okay, so here I can also do this. Is there any URL? If there is any URL, you can put that URL, and if there's any comment, you can go ahead and add the comment. And I'll just put this update. Okay, so again, you need to remember is always this is a to-do process. You see this to-do, then you need to change it to in progress. Again, this as usual, you need to follow this. It's not like submitted. If you have this submitted, you have to put it in open status. So that's what we are trying to do here, right? From to do to in progress, and from in progress to in review. This is once it's in review, then you can close it into done process. Okay, so this is how it looks like. Okay, this is a little bit different here compared to Rally, but you have all the options, whatever is there in Rally here too, but the way it is organized is a little different. Okay, and you have comment section too. Okay, you can comment what you're trying to do here. Is there any development update? Is it any testing update? And you can write it here. Work log, if you have any work log. History shows how many people are working on, whoever accessed your defect, and what they have changed the values and all those things. And activity. So this is how you can view this a task. Okay. So here what I'll do is, you can either write. So here you need to write test cases, right? Remember, you need to write the test cases. So once what you can do here is, there is actually a plugin where you can write these test cases for this. but for some reason that plugin is not really so good to write here. Um, so you know what, we'll just not worry about this plugin, and we'll, you know what we'll do is we can upload the test cases here. Let's say I have the test cases, okay. So what you can do, one option here is you can upload the test cases, okay. Um, if you have the test cases written in Excel, that's good. If not, you can write it here itself, the space provided for you. Let's see. Okay, so this is my test cases. Let's say these are the test cases, and I want to, you know, you can either, okay, let's click on edit, and you can write your own test cases here, okay. Previously we need the two things, right? What is the input and what is the expected result? Okay, the two things you can write it here individually, one after the other. But for some reason, if you don't want to write, that's fine. And what you can do is you can attach. Let's say I have written this test case here in this Excel, and and I want to attach it right here. Let's go to and attach it here. And click on update. Okay, great. Now I know what's the test cases. Okay, so this is what you can attach, and now whenever I want to execute this, I can download this Excel, or you know what, I already have this Excel, so I'll look into that and update in this Excel itself. Okay, saying that it is passed or failed. Okay, so here itself I can update it here and upload it into here. Okay, so that's a one way of doing this. Okay, you can, it's not necessary it should be the similar way, but it can be this one. If you don't have any plugins, no way to write test cases, this is one of the options. What I'm trying to say is this is one of the options to do when you want to write the test cases, but you don't know where the steps are, right? If you don't know the steps, you can write it in Excel and upload it here. Does it make sense? Okay, so this is about this task. Okay, so this is about the task and test cases too. You can both things you can do in one. Usually, we have to create a task separately. I mean, they could have done both things in one, because the only difference you get in task and test cases are test cases you don't have the time, right? How much time, but the task does. So that is one difference in Rally. Here you can do it on both in one. Okay, because there's no such thing like test cases or no such thing like there's only task. Okay. Okay, so let's say I'm working on this. Let's say I've opened a bug, right? Let's say after I check with the lead and everything, um, my leads told me that you need to open the defect. So again, there's one button to do anything. You can go ahead and click here to create a bug, or you can also do it in the here in the the lower corner in the second sidebar. You see this, you can create here. You can alter defects, saying like right here. Okay, why not we create from here? Okay, so once you create this, just put make sure which project you're working on, what is the issue here, bug. So we'll go to the same, right? We'll just shipping and handling issue. Just make sure you put the screenshot. Let's take the screenshot again. So you have done all this in Rally, right? So I'm not going more into detail into this, but you know you can do it, right? The similar process is similar, but only the way you are uploading, you know, where you are uploading is a little different because the user interface for Jira is completely different. So you might not, you know, get at just one shot. So we need to little bit practice on that. So put in desktop. And so screenshot is important, right? So let's say here. Okay, so I'll just put some information here and okay, just working on it. And if this medium, again, you can priority, you can set it a priority. So we talked about this priority, right? It can be, you know, what is the priority of the defect and what is severity. Okay, so if you want developer to get it fixed, then it's highest. If it's a moderate, it's a high. If it is low, here we'll just put it medium and create. Okay, great. Now we have created this, but this is not updated here. See this? I don't see my defect, right? Is this one? So what I want to do is I want to refresh it, right? I want to refresh it and see where exactly my defect is. Then we might. So this is not the thing. Okay, so let's refresh it. You know, click on refresh. Okay, great. Now I'm able to see the defect. Okay, so this is the defect what I created. So it's not necessary once you create it, it will be right in front of it. You need to refresh it. Okay. So not this browser refresh to do this one, not that. The refresh which is located in the lower corner of the second sidebar, um, you have to do that refresh so that you know it just gets refreshed here, not the browser refresh. Yeah, you can do that. Maybe it has um, it's doing the same thing, but of course you want to do this one. Okay, and once you do this, okay, you get again the screen. Here you have information, and once again you need to, this is in to do, you need to put it in progress. Once you put it in progress, the email to the developer, let's say you know you want to assign to developer, you assign to the developer. Now because sometimes the administrator, because there is an administrator, um, this might go to the email directly to the developer. Okay, once you put it in progress immediately and put the assignee, it might go directly to the administrator. I'm sorry, directly to the developer. If the Jira administrator has configured everything, so you know it might go. But there are some instances that it might not, they might not have that option that, if you click on this, it will go as email. But what you can do is you can take a screenshot of this defect, which defect it is, and send it in email. You can do that, you know, uh, you can do that one if it doesn't go to the email. Okay, so here you have the similar options here. Okay, you can go ahead and click on edit. Here you have more options. Okay, and we want to check if there are anything to be added. It's a label, the label, and how what the estimate. Again, this is more for a developer point of view. That means how much time will it take to fix this issue? How much time will it work on it? So that is more of a developer point of view. So we are not worrying on that environment. So this one, this if it is staging environment, put the staging. If it is a production environment, you can put the production. Here we are doing for testing. So we just put this testing environment. So normally staging is also kind of testing, okay. But if there is any specific to it, you can put the staging environment, okay. Now once you do that, attachments is already an attachment. So due date, we know the due date 21st. And what's the issue here? Here you have the options. You can either put the issues here or just leave it alone. Who is the assignee? Who is supposed to work on this? You'll be putting that name, okay. And if there's any big link, you can put it in a comment again for this. And just click on updates. Okay, so here you can, once you do that, this gets updated here. Any questions so far in opening defects? I mean, whatever you want to open, like if you want to open as a test task, you want to open as a bug, let's say you are even a business analyst, you are a product owner, you want to open a user story or you want to open feature or epic, you just have one button here, just one button. So click on this create, you have options here and you can create which project you're trying to create. Okay, so whatever you're trying to do, this is only one button here. Okay, so no questions. So now let's see here. If you have this task which I created earlier, remember. So what I want to do is now I want to. This is resolution is unresolved. So what I want to do is once you put in interview and let's say your lead is working on it, and your lead will check this what you have written, and once it's done, you execute this test case, okay, you execute it, and once this all is completed, you want to close this, okay, so you want to click as done, okay. So let's try to do this. Let's see and what happens here. I click on done. Okay, and you see this IATTFF 11 has been updated. Okay, great. Now what I want to do is see here. Okay, this is done. Okay, this is good. Here it changes, the workflow got changed. Okay, now what I want to do is we want to refresh it. Let's see if something happens. Okay, so okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys. Did you see any difference here? Let me ask you this. Anyone who is actually viewing this video, did anyone see any difference here? I just executed my test case, right? I've executed my test case and assigned the workflow to done. That means it's completed. So, did you guys see any difference? Okay, so actually, if you see this, there is no more that um, that task here. You see this? Where is my task? It's gone. It's been removed from this project completely. Okay, if you see this, there is no more task. What I was looking for and what I was doing. Okay, there's no task now. Now that's the important thing because see, here's the thing: if you want to update any task and you want to bring it back, but there's no task here, right? It's gone. It's completely removed from this project. That's the thing what I was looking for. Okay. Now you can get it. Okay, it's not a big deal. You can get this task. Okay. What you have to do is if you want to get the task back into this project, okay, you want to go ahead and click on issues and you can either find it, by here. What are your issues? My open issues are reported by me. Let's click on reported by me. And I want to see so there's a lot of things here, right? You need to figure it out which one. If you know that, remember your number, so which number you were working on, and okay, great. So this is what I was looking for. Okay, so this my task is here. Okay, and you see this. This is this is the project name is everything is here, but it's not showing up in that, right? Because this has been moved. This particular archive. This case has been archived here. Okay, where is it? It's in issues, and you can go ahead and click on reported by me. You can get all the archived issues, whatever tasks, whatever issues, um, bugs or features if there is any. Okay, and all those things you can get it here. But this is
Bye. Box తీసుకెళ్ళి చిన్ను.
okay. So I'm muting this. Okay. If someone is interested, okay, they can unmute. Okay, so here, okay, you can see the various, this is archived. Okay, all this task is archived here. Okay, and then you can go back to your project, back again here, and okay. So if you want again, okay. Let's say if you want to go back to your test case, okay, go to the issue section and click on the number which if you remember the number and click on instead of done put it in review. Okay, now it's can in review and you can have a refresh it. It's not really required. You can go ahead and click on projects and which project you're working on. Click on that. Okay, it's got back here. You see this? So this is whenever that means whatever you're trying to do here, once you close that issue, close the task or close your test cases, it is archived into a different location. It's not staying up here. Right? No, it's not really here. Okay, that's a drawback when you're working in large projects. Okay, when big projects when you're trying to work on it, that's a drawback because you want to see this and what happened, but it archives and you need to check from some other place. Okay, but in Rally, or that's a really good thing. If you executed it, it will be right there. But here, if you have executed it, it's archived. Okay, so it will not show up here. It will be in different location. Okay. So again, let's go back to here. Any questions in archiving these issues? Okay, so once you do, you can also do the similar process works for this defects too. Let's say this is a defect, okay, and you want to click it here, click on done. Once it's done, again, this is archived and that issue is moved completely, okay, and it's gone, okay, it's gone, and we can do this for test case too. It's done. If you refresh it, okay, it's gone. So this is how you can change this. But here you don't really know who is writing what and who is doing this. For that you need to go to filters and you can. So if you're a lead guy, if you're a lead guy, you want to see who is working on it, what is being closed. You can go here and manage the filter and who wants the owner. Okay, let's say who is the owner of the defect, who is working on this, which project in it, and they can search. So this lead can search, what you are trying to do. So it's really not an issue. They can figure it out what you are trying to do and what defects has been closed, what task and what defects has been closed. They can figure it out from this option. Okay, so no big deal. Now, okay, so let's move to the next topic. Here, you too have this reports. Okay, let's talk about this reports. So this is, you're good with. So everyone, are everyone good with this test cases, task, and defects? Did everyone understood everything? I mean, you can practice it, okay? You don't have to understand everything right now, but I'll be giving you access to this, okay? Username and password. I would recommend you to go ahead and, you can work on this, go ahead and, understand how this works and try to click buttons, how you want to change the status, so what's the workflow, you can review my videos, okay? And try to do that. So that's one way of, getting used to this tool, okay? You cannot get it without practicing, right? You need to practice. Okay, now let's see where exactly these reports are located. Now, this here you can create projects. Okay, this is actually two different kinds of project. One is more for agile perspective. Let's see here. This is more for agile perspective where you can create sprints and a lot of sprints. And this is completely different than what we used to work previously. Here you have various sprints. Okay, you can work on sprints. So this is a little different project. Okay, what we check project is not like the previous project. Okay, it's a different project. So you can also do that. But here let's very quickly check report section. Okay. Oops. So if you see this, the same issue here, you go to the reports. Okay, so again, you don't have to, draw any reports or something. You're not doing anything manually or something like that. This report is automatically generated for you. Okay, this is automatically generated. There's nothing like, you need to do something. You are using a tool to generate that report. And how is that report showing up? Based on your test cases, based on your execution. Okay, based on your defects creation. All these reports are updated based on that. Okay, and the user stories, okay, so all those things. So here a lot of here we don't have that many reports. If you compare, if you try to compare to Rally, see if you have Rally open. So if you want to see through this Rally, okay, these are not really that many reports here. In Rally you have a lot of reports. Okay, your burn down reports, your burn down charts, your burn up charts. Okay, iteration, velocity, a lot of reports. Here you don't have that many, okay, but still you can make use of this report, okay. So this report is more important for senior level QA um, or lead, okay. If you're working as a lead, you want to view this. So why you want to view? Because you want to report it to your boss, right? Report to your boss or report to your scrum master saying that, hey, this is the report we are getting, they will check on this. Okay, let's see here. If you want, let's say if you want pie chart here, click on the pie chart. And if you want to see here, there's a lot of options here. We'll just see if we get here. We don't, okay, great, we got this. So yeah, here you can, have this option. Okay, this is how you can generate a report. So this is a pie chart. And if you see here, there's 7 which is assigned to it, and this is not assigned, this is 3. So, and this is, 2 are assigned to it. So this shows, okay, now this is a, it's a business perspective, okay. You are not going to, verify this, you're not looking to this, but you'll be, using this from the computer and send this email, okay, and there is no email option. The only option of doing this is taking screenshot. Take a screenshot, put it in MS Word like we did, and send it email to your boss if your boss requests this. Okay, so that's how you can do for these reports. Does it make sense? So in the similar way, you can get different reports. Okay, not just only pie chart. You have also you can get an. Okay, this is bar chart. Okay, you can also get a bar chart here. Okay, and this shows how many number of months and plotted with x-axis and y-axis. Okay, how many number of days, and you can see what happened in all those uh, in all the time. So how many users restarted, how many defects you have opened, so on and so forth. This is actually average age report, so it's a little bit different. And the only problem here is, I mean, you can also customize here. You can see just like Rally. You see this Rally, you can customize your own reports, right? Here too, you can do that. Okay, not many options, not really that many options to do this, but still you have an option to do this. Okay, let's see here. We can do it once. If you want average age report. This is the only option to do this. Okay, you want, how do you want it? Hourly, daily, weekly? Okay, and okay, so here you don't have any option to this. Let's see here. Okay, so here you have the statistic type, right? So here you can check it. If you want to view this by priority, a project, okay, you can check it here and see if this is any results. Okay, good. Now this is how you can get results. Okay, so this is how you can get these reports. Okay, and this is located right here in in the sidebar itself. Any questions? So of course you may not have a lot of options like you have in Rally, but then you can make use of what is required. You may not really require that many reports in your project because this is really small. As I told you, this is good for small teams, not for large teams. If you're using large team, probably I would not recommend this Jira. I would recommend Rally, but then it's up to the management perspective. Okay, whatever the management has to decide, they will decide. So, but they have to know that Jira is not really so good for large projects. Okay, the reason being because if you want to do some analysis, the reports perspective or your test cases perspective or your any documents, this gets a little bit, you get a little bit narrowed on this, okay? But Rally has more options than Jira. But even if you don't find your report here, you can create your own report. But that option is really, I mean, you do have this option here, but it's not really that broad. Okay, it's not really broad defined here, not that broadly defined, but you still have an option to use this. Okay, and if you have any components, you can always so you can use this components option here. And there's a board option too. Let's check out. There's a board here. The board again, if you remember this board option. Uh, okay, can I drag this here? Okay, good. So here again, this is good. This is good for Kanban process. Okay, Kanban. So this board option is more for it, not just Kanban, even you can use for the Scrum too. But here, what you do in this board is, as I told you, if you remember my Agile class, let's go back to our Agile class pretty quick. So you remember this board, right? Where you have a lot of user stories and a lot of to do in progress, right? Um, so instead of using this, you can use this. Okay, that's a board. Okay, that's the meaning of board. So this is more traditional way of doing. But here, if you want to drag some user story, you can click on here and you can put it here, just like that. Okay, and once you've done, just put it here. Just done. Okay, that's the meaning of this board. Okay, so this is okay. So this is similar to TFS, what you used to do, like in Team Foundation Server. Okay, but here this is an option to do in the board section too. Okay, so that's about this board issues. We already talked about these issues. If you want to see about what issues here, what you have opened, you can see here projects. What projects have you been assigned here? A lot of information here and dashboards. So that's all about Jira. So so if you're working on sprints, make sure you want like sprint one. Okay, so this code you want to get out of this code, right? So let's see here if we have any codes here. So let's go to backlog session. So here you can create your own. Let's say if you have created your user stories. Once you have created it, you can go like one by one since each sprint. Here you see this. Each sprint is like 1 month. Let's say we take it as 1 month. Okay. Here 1 month. Now next, if you want to have the second user story, you can. I'm sorry, second sprint. You can add it here. Second sprint, third sprint, fourth sprint, and so on. Okay. You can do in this backlog session. Okay, backlog. You can add this n number of sprints. So this is a typical project. This is really, if you see here, you really don't have in our project. When I see here, let's see here. Let's go back to your. So here you don't see this, right? Remember when we open this discussion. So that project is completely different, and this project is completely different. Okay, this two different projects. I mean, it's not just two different. It's maybe that is more inclined to agile perspective. This is more inclined to normal waterfall or any of it. So it's kind of based on projects. So it also depends on your work, like which project you're working on. Is it agile or is it such kind of a project, or it is waterfall methodology. Okay, it's up to the project, what kind of project. So similar way, okay, you will be also working on it. Okay, so here we don't have sprints, you see this, but in a different project you have the sprint option, because this project is made in sense keeping in agile perspective. That's the reason you have this option. Okay, but you still have this issues option too. Okay, you can still open these issues here and see these issues. Okay, but only thing is you don't have the sprints and backlogs, because in waterfall you really don't have that option. Okay, any questions so far? So whole Jira, do you have any questions? So I'll be giving you access for this. I know you can go ahead and practice. Okay. And also it will giving you homework. So make sure you guys upload this test plan to Confluence. and add some, some of your own. Like you have to be creative in adding. You need to know, based off your knowledge, what have you learned. You need to update some of this features here. So I'll be, giving you instructions. Okay, you can go ahead and work on this. Okay. And of course, if you have any questions, you can email me. Some people, like, had some questions, so they email me. So if you have any questions, you can email me or call me. Okay, if I don't pick up the call, yeah, I may not be on the desk, so you can email me. Okay, so that is an option for you if you are missing something or if you don't understand something. I'm able to help. Okay, so that is one option for you. Okay, if no one has any questions, can we close this class for today? Okay, thank you guys.